Hello everyone, my name is Fahim and this is my week 5 progress video. MongoDB was what we had to learn this week and it was actually a good experience. I actually did enjoy learning MongoDB. So how I studied was I didn't actually start studying on the first day. The first day I kept out for planning and just chilling out after the fourth week. So I just looked up resources for what all resources that are available, and first I went on to YouTube and searched for MongoDB tutorial, and I found the channel Brocode, and they had a video, 1 hour long video that covered the basics of MongoDB. So I put that up for resources that I could use later on, and then I kept on searching, and I went to Reddit and Google, and eventually I found out that MongoDB has a course on their own. Like there's a site called MongoDB University, and they have a course called Introduction to MongoDB, and so I figured that since it's MongoDB themselves that is giving the course, it should obviously be good. So I went ahead and applied for that, and that's what I actually ended up studying. And it was actually a good decision, actually, because um, it was a good resource because there are lectures and then there are labs and quizzes. So in the lectures they introduce a topic and teach us about that, and then after that you have a write down of whatever you saw in the video, and then you have a lab. So lab means it's like a command line interface inside the browser, so you can actually type out the code and practice what you just learned. And then there's also quizzes to make sure you know everything, make sure you have understood everything properly. And it was also a good resource because you actually see your progress, so it's a good motivator when you actually see you have completed this many modules. So there are like 12 modules, so after you complete each one you can see a progress of how much you are done. So it was also enjoyable to go through this course. The only problem was that the command line was pretty slow and you couldn't actually copy and copy paste into that. So that was the only issue. But other than that, it was a pretty good course. But it didn't cover all of the topics, and it just covered mainly the basics of MongoDB. So then I had to go and read the documentation and watch some videos. For example, on topics like sharding and transactions and replica sets, I had to go through the documentation first, and then I didn't actually understand after reading the documentation. So what I did was I read the documentation and then wrote down what I understood, and then I put that into ChatGPT and told ChatGPT to correct me if I am wrong. And then it was a pretty good method, I thought, because I'm actually trying to convey what I learned, and then I'm also refining that using ChatGPT. So I was able to get a pretty good understanding of transactions and replica sets and also sharding. And at the end of everything, the only thing left to do was practicing my coding, like actual syntax of stuff. So I went on to W3 resources, and they had like a lot of questions on a database. So they would give us questions, and then we could actually see what the actual syntax for the solution to that. And that was a pretty good resource to practice my actual MongoDB syntax and coding. And I also at the end watched the 1 hour long video of Brocode. I didn't actually watch the full thing, I skipped through everything to just get a refresher of everything that I have learned. And yeah, that's how I studied MongoDB. And we were also having, about the communication side of things, we are also having communication on most days, but these last 2 days we didn't have communication because it was holidays these last 2 days. So other than that, we were having communication sessions, and we also had a skit to do in which it was a court case and we had to play out the skit. That was a really funny experience because we made a really funny skit, and we were able to present that to everyone. And seeing others, our batch was divided into 3 groups, and all of the 3 groups presented different skits, and it was a good communication session. So that's all from me.